Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. We are dental practice brokers. I was a dentist for 25 years, now doing the dental practice brokers for 15. Today's topic is, how does the width of the Grand Canyon have any comparisons to the decision to buy a dental office and real estate? We'll get into that. As you know, we now have 10 employees. We've been doing the dental practice brokers for 15 years. Plus we have 2 CPA accountants. We're in 25 states, and we are presently available to you from 8:30 a.m. East Coast time till 8:30 p.m. East Coast time every single day except Christmas and Easter. We work every single day except those 2 days. So please give us a call anytime at 201-663-0935. Our website is dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwidedentalpracticebrokers.com. Feel free to call us. There's no charge, even if you want to chat, figure out the value of your building, etc. With my 25 years of dental experience and 15 years as a dental broker, and plus the experience of my CPA accountants and the team, we are here to help assist you. So, also, everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes. It's not legal advice or business advice. Now, if you're thinking about selling to the large DSOs, call us. Because first of all, we work with many of them around the country, about 140 of them around the country. We know who the serious players are, how long it takes them to go to closing, who's having trouble with funding, etc. So please call us and we will assist you. Also, many of them pay our commission. So there'll be no commission to you under most circumstances. If you have a larger practice, it's DSO material, doing over $1 million, over 5 operatories, doctor willing to stay on. You won't get all your money up front, but you'll get such a high amount that it really pays, often, depending on the circumstances. Now, at the same time, we understand certain doctors do not want to sell to the DSOs, and we'll find you a private buyer. Now, any practice we sell and goes to successful closing over $1 million, we will reimburse your legal fees upon successful closing, of course. And we've done that many, 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 many times. I did it last week, 2 weeks before that, 3 weeks before that. We just do it all the time. It's just based on some minor criteria. All right, let's get into this. How does the width of the Grand Canyon have anything to do with your decision to make a dental office, to purchase a dental office and real estate? Well, please listen carefully. There's certain scenarios when first presented, you will jump to conclusion. Okay? We understand this. However, you've got to get all the details. That's important. You need the details. Now, here's the example. Doctor wants to buy a dental practice and the building. Seller owns the building with no mortgage. The building gross is about double of what the dental practice collects. Okay, so it's a little bit upside down. You assume the building's worth a lot more than the dental practice. And therefore you get into a cash flow situation. Why? Because the average bank wants you to have between 6 and 8% is your mortgage or your lease. That's it. That's about the limitations. Maybe in a major city they might go up to 10, but it's really 6 to 8%. That provides adequate cash flow to run the business. If they don't see that, they begin getting conservative. Remember, the tone is shifting with banks. You don't see it yet, but you saw it with the bank with the Small Business Administration is lightening up their loads. The loans are tightening up. So it is changing slowly. You just haven't seen it in the dental world. But anyway, so they're like, oh my God, it doesn't cash flow. But hold on, let's get the details. Now, how does this, what does that have to do with the Grand Canyon? Grand Canyon at its widest width is 18 miles. So if I were to say to you, I want to build a bridge across or jump across, a bridge would be astronomical amount of money. You could say it's not feasible, we can't do it. I say again, I want to build a bridge across the Grand Canyon. Why can't we do it? And they come up with all the reasons, because it's 18 miles wide. Are you out of your mind? You can't do it. And you could never jump across it. That's insanity. Oh, really? Did you study the details about the Grand Canyon? Grand Canyon, at its widest width, is 18 miles. My mission is to cross the Grand, to jump across or build a bridge across the Grand Canyon. That's my theme. Just remember the theme. What is the Grand Canyon at its most narrow width? It's 600 feet. I'm crossing the Grand Canyon, but who's to say I have to do it at 18-mile width? I'll do it at 600 feet. I'm still crossing the Grand Canyon. Are you with me? So stick with me now. Right now. With that concept in mind, you have this dental office such as worth twice the value of the dental practice, or even a little bit more. Bankers look at it and say, doesn't cash flow. The rent's going to be too expensive, the mortgage is going to be too expensive. And I say to the bankers, and I give them the example of the Grand Canyon. They say it's 18 miles across. I say, no, it isn't. You didn't study the details. It's 600 feet across. Now what? Well, they say, well, wait a minute now. I didn't know it was that narrow. I said, yeah. That's how narrow it is. It's 600 feet. So will you hold on to that concept? Now here's the story. The dentist owns the building. Why can't we work a deal with the dentist holding paper on the building? The buyer puts down 15%, somewhere around there. The mortgage on the building is expensive, taxes, but the owner of the building says, you know, let's work a deal. Give me 15, 20% down on my building, and I'll hold the mortgage. Because I know the bank requires a 10-year lease. I can't give you a 10-year lease. Due to health situations and so forth, I can't give you a 10-year lease. But I can give you a mortgage with a balloon in 5 years. This way, and do a 20-year amortization. Yeah, that is, you have 20 years to pay it out. How about that? Now here's the kicker. Remember, Grand Canyon, 600 feet. The seller says, give me my down payment, and you don't have to make any mortgage payments for 6 months or longer. Now, what's the average growth of a dental office nationwide when a new buyer buys it? It could be from 10 to 20% if the buyer is. A lot of people with 20%. I have stories where they doubled it in 6 months. I have stories where they had an increase in 20% in 60 days. Yeah, I know it's impossible, tell me. But I've been there, seen it, done it, had my, it's unbelievable. I've seen many people double practices in 6 months. It's not everybody. You have to have a plan. You got to have your plan in place before you buy the practice. That's what you have to do. That's how you rapidly increase a practice. You get a young person that's maybe the stage of their life, they have a spouse and no children, so they have extra time, or possibly they're single, and they start prepping before the practice how to really build a dental practice, the marketing, the advertising, the website. That phone gets answered 24/7. All the calls to the office get forwarded to your cell phone. You're on it. You're preparing your marketing, your advertising, and everything well ahead of time. You have your game plan. You found out one of the most aggressive, on their game office managers you've ever found. You found hygienists that properly know how to identify and make an alert to the doctor of areas of concern of dental problems. They'll alert the doctor that they may have noticed something, and they ask the doctor to co-diagnose. It makes a big difference. Secondly, do you know how to power book a dental office? It means there are no openings. 0 openings. Because if a patient is not, if they haven't confirmed their appointment 6 hours before their office, they're put on the side. The space is filled. Obviously, you need a busy office for this. But that space is filled. You are power appointment booking. You have hygienists that you might think about, hygienists that help co-diagnose. Maybe you begin shifting to more fee-for-service. Next, you have power hygiene. You have assistants cleaning the rooms, prepping the rooms, taking the x-ray. The hygienist is much more efficient. Hygienists and all staff are on some type of bonus system. They're engaged. They believe in the mission. So please don't tell me that we can't double the practice. All right, it does happen. The average doesn't do that. Agreed, but it depends how aggressive you are. Now, getting back to our situation here. The seller says, I won't collect any payments for 6 months with an adequate down payment. So now I'm not making any payment. The doctor owns the building, satisfies the bank's requirements, satisfies the initial cash flow. When you own a building, and now you're in a better position to refinance it. In 5 years, the doctor says we'll do a balloon. Now, is everything sounding a little better? Grand Canyon, 600 feet. No, it's not 18 miles. It's 600 feet. All I wanted to do was cross the Grand Canyon. Don't tell me I have to cross at the 18-mile width. Now, you go on a motorcycle and you could do it also. Who was that guy's name? Was Evil Knievel. I don't know if he's still around. But you could do it. He had a rocket at the back of his motorcycle. Or he had something. Or what if you had one of those, you were on a ramp and you had one of those parachutes on the back, like you see in the James Bond movie. All you have to do is cross the canyon, right? So you get enough of a start, you can glide across possibly. I don't take those kind of risks, as you can imagine. I'd rather take business risks. Which brings me to a point, side note. You know, people take too many risks on vacation. Risks they would never take at home. They become adventurous and they get hurt. So remember that. You go on vacation, you'll take certain risks, physical risks, that you wouldn't do at home. Always be careful of that. If you're going to risk anything, risk your money, risk it in business, in a qualified business. Remember, you had a 99.75% success rate in the dental office. Because these are professionals, they're motivated, they're on their game, they're working hard, this is their profession, they're excited, they want to make a living, and they want to be successful. So getting back to this, now we go to the bankers and we say, oh, here's the deal. The doctor's going to put a down payment down, bring the cost of the building down a little bit. The seller's going to amortize the loan at 30 years, maybe 30-year amortization. He's going to balloon the note in 5 years. And he's going to reduce the monthly payments for many, many months. Now that he meets the bank's criteria, the doctor's happy he owns the building. and the cash flow is there. And suddenly, he has a new quote to remember for the rest of his life, and will never forget. The width of the Grand Canyon, this narrowest section, is 600 feet. I think I'd like to reserve that quote, because I don't think anybody's ever quoted that before. About my concept, 18 miles compared to 600 feet. Anyway, just some food for thought. Think about it, guys. Don't give up. Make it happen. You can make it happen. Your success rate is incredibly high if you do things properly. It's not just going to happen. You got to put your effort in. You have to make this situation be creative. Think big. Anyway, hope you're all having a great time. I certainly am. Having a little fun this morning, going to the flea market. Come back and then I'll work all afternoon. But I'll probably stop at the beach today too. You're going to work hard. Now I'm working all weekend too. But you're going to work hard. Direct it in the right direction. Get advice. You have at your fingertips what we have never had before. You have the internet, the YouTube, and you can just sit back and listen to hours and hours and hours of audio while you're in your car. The answer's there. You just got to grab it. All right? So at this point, all I can say to you is I'll see you on the other side of the Grand Canyon, which is 600 feet. Bye now. Hit subscribe button so you're alerted of all the new practices. We're getting them all the time. We're sending out alerts every month. We send out a email blast. Beyond that blast, you got to sign the non-disclosure. It doesn't cost you to sign up. Make it happen. We're with you, and we'll see you at the top. Goodbye, team. Thank you.